What's going on, humans, aliens, and ethereal beings of all kind? Welcome to another episode of What Up, Aliens? I'm your host, Austin Kress, aka Stoney McBlaze, dude. Welcome to another beautiful Monday morning. I hope your week is off to an excellent start. Yes, the audio should be better than it was last week. Simple mistake of using my computer to record the audio instead of the microphone. Oops! And I also using a new camera. I'm also using a new camera. My little Insta360 situation should be a little bit crisper, we're hoping, than the last video. And also, the audio should match up the entire time. So yes, we are working out all of the glitches and trying to make this the best podcast in the universe, one episode at a time. Thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube and the Patreon, longer episodes. If you're interested, what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about the difference between California weed and other weed that I've smoked. So if you're a Kush nerd, check out that Patreon, and it'll be fun, dude. Yeah, we're having a good time. I hope your week's off to a nice start. Hope this week's a little bit better than last week, if last week was bad. And if last week was good, I hope this week's even more good. So that's what I'm saying, buddy. I hope you're just launched into the stratosphere of excellence. How am I doing? Fine. I'm doing perfectly fine, I guess. Mid to bad, if we're being real honest. Let's do the daily check-in. How are we feeling today? Meh. I would say I'm feeling meh. Happy? Yeah, I guess. Fine. Not excited. Not grateful. Then that's on me. Because I should be grateful every day. But let's be honest. I just don't feel it today. Relaxed? No. Content? No. Tired? Yes. Unsure? Yes. Bored? No. Anxious? Oh, yeah. Angry? Yup. Stressed? Uh-huh. Sad? Correct. Desperate? You betcha. Yeah, dude. And I've had, 3 days in a row? Yeah. Tuesday, yesterday, today. Yeah. 3 days in a row of just feeling like absolute meh. Not feeling it, man. Not feeling it. Didn't even want to record this today at all. Had no desire to record this podcast. And yet here we are, showing up, doing the thing, staying committed, because consistency is important, and it's really hard to stay consistent. So here we are, showing up, grinding. And this is just, I guess, going to be like a real honest episode about my life and my mental health, because we've caught me on good days every other time that I've recorded this, and this is the first day where I'm like, dude, I'm over it. I am tired of everything. I'm sick of it all. I don't know. I don't know if you feel like you have a lot of angst. I do. I feel like I have a ton of angst. People always ask me, like, what's the difference between Austin and Stoney? And first of all, do you really smoke? Yes. Yes, I do really smoke weed. If you join the Patreon, you've seen that I do. And I love smoking weed. It's incredible. But here's the difference between Austin and Stoney. Stoney is like never upset about stuff. I mean, he might get like a little bit upset, but like then he figures out a way that it's like actually fine, and he just moves along, dude. Not Austin. Austin will stew on something. Austin will fixate on something that he does not like, and he will be upset and angry, and it'll put him into a sour mood, and it can last for days. Stoney, it's beautiful because I love playing the character of Stoney, because when I'm playing the character, like, my mind is fully in it and I'm not having bad thoughts. That's sick. It's like a break. So shout out to all of you for helping me to build a character that people enjoy and I get to play, because when I'm playing that character, I am truly happy, and it's phenomenal. And I can take a break from my mind, my over-analyzing, obsessing, frustrated mind. And I think and I'm also not in therapy right now. So guess what, buddy? You're my therapist, and you can't say anything back to me. So I just get to talk to you, and you have to listen to how I feel. Frustrated, dude. I feel frustrated. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty, all of us feel this way, of like, no matter what you've accomplished in life or what other people think you've accomplished, if you're not meeting goals that you want to meet, like, you're still going to be frustrated. So I'm very frustrated creatively. I feel like I'm in an absolute creative slump right now, and I don't really know how to get out of it. I know I will eventually get out of it because I've been in a creative slump before and I have gotten out of it. But it's just like, I just am frustrated until it happens. Until it happens, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to hate myself. That's just how it goes. When I figure out how to not hate myself, I will let you know. You'll be the first to know. When I discover the best way to not wake up and hate myself every day, you'll be there and I'll tell you how to do it. Right now, I don't know how that happens. I am so sick of everything that I'm doing. I'm so sick of everything I'm creating. I'm so tired and frustrated, and I am broke, and I am unhappy deeply with most areas of my life. Not all. I got some things that I like. I'm in a great relationship. I'm very thankful for that. But otherwise, I'm beyond frustrated. And that is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just how life is. So, do I think that this is interesting? No. But do I have anything else to talk about right now? Also, no. So, we're just hoping that this is relatable, and maybe hearing someone else go through something will help provide clarity on your situation. I don't know. It's supposed to be a podcast about, like, being positive. But sometimes I guess to be positive, you have to address the negative. So that's what we're doing right now, is we're being honest about all of our feelings and addressing the negative and hoping that by expressing them and getting them out, I'll feel better. Who knows? I might, TBD. We'll find out. But that's what's nice about this podcast also, is I have a place where I can, look up positive stuff to share with you, and at the same time benefit myself, because I'm looking up positive news stories to remind me that, oh yeah, things aren't that bad. So this is for me, by me, basically. Yeah, it's a podcast for people who want to be positive but also feel bad. I'm not a believer in toxic positivity. I don't think you have to always be positive. I think it's okay to be negative sometimes. And I think that negativity can help you be positive in a more real way later, as opposed to not addressing the actual feelings that you have. If you do, like, get them out in some way, that's really positive. So that's what I'm trying to do. And thank you for listening to this, because you're the best. I don't know. Dude, I told you, I didn't even want to do this. I did not want to record today, and yet here I am. I'm showing up despite having no desire, not feeling funny, not feeling entertaining. You just got to hit record, and you got to get it out there, and you got to hope that something magical will happen. And unfortunately, I got to do it publicly. Whoopsies. That's what I chose, is to do things publicly. Okay. So, and it's just realizing that every episode of the podcast isn't going to be a hit or a banger. There's going to be mid-episodes. Oh, what are you going to do? You just got to keep on pushing on. Thank you for being a part of this process where I figure out how to be good at making a podcast. You're incredible. Never forget that. All right. 10 minutes of whining and only 20 more to go. We got this. We can complain. No. I'm done. I'm done complaining. That's my rant about how I feel today. Done. Now it's time for positive news. Okay? Now it's time for positivity. Let's get that positivity back, buddy. So there's a man who's living a normal life after the world's first eye transplant. Pretty cool. Dude lost his eye. He's in Arkansas, so not terribly surprised. Pretty violent place. Lost most of his face in a high voltage accident at work. Terrifying. and that sucks. I have all the respect in the world for electricians and people who are actually good with technical skills, because you're the people that actually the world relies upon to keep it running, and you're putting your lives and eyes on the line every time that you're touching a power line. So thank you so much. So yeah, he had this week a study revealed the clinical outcomes of the procedure. He can't see through his eye yet. Okay. So you kind of wonder what the point is a little bit. But he got a new one in there, but he can't see out of it. But I think they're hoping that eventually he will be able to see out of it. And also, it's still the first ever transplant. So that's still cool. They took an eye, a human eye, and put it in another human, which I guess had never been done before. And currently it is just cosmetic. It doesn't work. But they're going to keep studying it, and maybe one day it will work. So that is pretty cool. That's cool. So he doesn't have to have a glass eye. I mean, that's kind of nice. You don't have to have a little glass eye. Although the fun thing about a glass eye is you can pop it out and trick people with it. It's a good party trick. If you can just smack your head and your eye pops out, pretty funny. You know? That's a good one. Okay, that's a pretty good one. The outcomes we are seeing after this procedure are quite incredible, said the doctor. Recovering the eye was transformative for James. I'm pretty much back to being a normal guy. This has been the most transformative year of my life. I've been given a gift of a second chance. I don't take a single moment for granted. So it helped him. And I guess like psychologically, that's pretty huge to have, instead of a blank hole in your head, you have an eye. So that's awesome. So shout out to James, who it made him feel better. And that's awesome. And one day it will probably work. They will probably figure out how to make his eye work one day. And that's dope. Science is continuing to advance. And they're going to figure it out. I trust those science boys. I really, really trust those science boys. I think they're onto something, dog. I think they know what's up. All right, what was the other piece of positive news? Positive news story number 2. The Finnish approach to homelessness was a success in the United Kingdom. A remarkably simple approach to homelessness has housed more than 400 rough sleepers in Manchester, England, while saving the state money. Basically, here's what they did. They took 400 people and they just gave them a place to stay. Why is that radical? Well, typically they require people to get sober or to get a job or to have some other area of their life taken care of before they give them housing. And, if you're somebody who's struggling with an addiction or for whatever reason you can't get a job, it can be tough to nail that down. And so then you're homeless while trying to get a job. And then that's just a vicious cycle. So what they did is they just took these people that were sleeping outside and they just gave them houses. And then turns out when you give them a house, it's a lot easier for them to get a job and get sober and do the other steps they need to do. According to the study, dude, it was 75% of the people that they gave a house to stayed housed. They didn't, I guess, relapse or go back to whatever their old, ways were, which is pretty awesome, honestly. I mean, that's exciting, and shout out to them for trying it. A lot of people, I think, I think there's a lot of moral judgments out there about people that are homeless or addicted to drugs. And, at the end of the day, we're all people. So we gotta fulfill that Maslow's pyramid of needs. You know what I mean? Number 1 is literally shelter. And it's almost impossible to fulfill your other needs if you don't have that first one met. If you don't have a shelter, it's really tough, because I'll tell you what, if I was sleeping on the street every night, I would want some heroin to go to sleep. It's going to make it a lot easier. Now all of a sudden you're inside, you have a bed, it's warm. You don't really need heroin as much because you're inside. If I'm sleeping in a snowstorm every night in England, yeah, I'm going to need to get a little bit friggin' geek to go to sleep. But you take that away, now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is so much easier for me to fight this, addiction. It's so much easier to get a job. Also, easier to get a job because they always ask you for an address on a job application. Also, learning how to say application would help. If you go in and you say, I'd like an application, they're probably going to look at you a little weird. They usually ask for an address, though. And it's tough if you got to say, like, the bus stop. You know, that's a tough look if you're going to get a job. So this is like one of those things of, instead of, I guess, trying to hold people to some impossible moral standard, if we actually just help them, they are able to help themselves more, you know? People always talk about, like, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, especially America, but it's like, what if I don't have boots, bro? Pretty tough to pull myself up by my nothing. So, yeah, it turns out you give people boots, they can actually pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So, dude, shout out to the Finnish people. Finland. You know, people believe that Finland isn't a real country. That's a fun conspiracy theory. There are people that say that Finland is not a real country. They say it's a made-up country to protect. They say it's a made-up country to protect Japanese fishing rights, allegedly. I don't know. One time I was catering and I met a girl from Norway and I was like, "Hey, have you ever met someone from Finland?" And she said no. And when I tell you how happy I was like, "It's a lie. It's not a real country." Oh. But no, I'm sure Finland is a real country. But I love a conspiracy like that that's just like silly, goofy. So ridiculous. Drinking coffee at 5:30 p.m. I'm sure this won't be a problem. I'm sure this won't keep me up all night. But yeah, that's awesome. Dude, so shout out to all those people that have houses. And I mean, what's the lesson we can learn from that, dude? I guess just treat people like people and not like statistics. I don't know. I'm not a politician. All right, what is our final piece of positive news? Oh, yes. Oh, this one's so cool. This one is so cool. Okay, where'd it go? I had it. Oh, yes. Okay. Dude, I'm so stoked about this. And aliens, if you're listening, hit me up, dude, and tell me more about this, okay? Mysterious deep space radio signal arrives on Earth after 8 billion years, leaving scientists baffled. So basically, a radio satellite in Australia picked up a signal dubbed FRB 202206100A. It's believed to have originated from a galaxy far beyond our own. Its immense distance provides a rare glimpse into ancient cosmic processes and events. Dr. Stuart Ryder, an astronomer at Macquarie University, leads a team of scientists investigating the cosmic phenomenon. Dude, that's pretty sick, dog. They picked up some kind of signal. And yes, what they're saying are it's a fast radio burst, so it lasts only a millisecond. And basically, they are suspecting that it is energy that is left over from supernova explosions. But that's just what they want you to think, bro. Because I think they're messages from alien podcasters that are trying to probably just get a sponsorship from some version of Alien Blue Chew, but they're reaching out to us. They are broadcasting it, much like I am doing. One day, maybe this will reach an alien civilization, and they'll be like, wow, that little boy certainly had tons of problems. What a sad, sad little man. But I think they're keeping it secret from us because I don't think they want us to know that two open micro aliens started a podcast and broadcasted it, and it's the most racist thing in the universe. Imagine if that is what reached another species. Just two open mic comedians started a podcast, and that was the representation of the human race that went out to the aliens. That would be hysterical. They would be like, wow, this is an absolutely cooked species. And they wouldn't be completely wrong, but that's why I'm here, aliens. Because I am just barely above an open micer. Okay, I go out on the road and do shows outside of my city. So that is, technically a professional comic. Some would say that technically, if you can get 23 people to come and see you in New Hampshire, you might be a professional comic. So aliens, if you're listening, don't destroy us, please. Please do not destroy us. We come in peace. Well, I do. I come in peace, at least. Abduct me and talk to me one-on-one. Before you destroy the planet, or you're thinking about destroying the planet, please abduct me and one-on-one. We can hash it out, okay? I'm slightly above average intelligence, despite what I look like. And I'm a pretty chill guy most of the time. I get very, very sad often. But that's okay. I'll be in a good mood when you pick me up. I'll be excited. Okay, I'll be stoked. So please abduct me. All right? I want to talk. I would love to chat. And honestly, I could use a break from Earth, to be perfectly honest. So please, for the love of God, abduct me. Let's chat, buddy. Let's chat. Okay? All right, it's time for Stoked and Steamed. Things that I'm stoked about, things I'm steamed about. Here's what I'm stoked about, dude. I got a stand-up show tomorrow. For me, tomorrow. It will have already passed when you're watching this. It's in Rancho Cucamonga, which is probably the most fun phrase I've ever said. City name. The most fun city name of all time, I think, might be Rancho Cucamonga. I'm going to do 5 minutes on how much I like saying the name Rancho Cucamonga. I'm going to see how many laughs I can get off of the word Rancho Cucamonga alone. It will probably be almost zero, but I'm excited. I'm excited to do it, and that's good because I have been feeling very upset about stand-up and myself and not happy. So that's good. I'm excited. I'm going to try new stuff. It's going to finally get me to write new stuff, which I've been needing to do. Thank goodness. So I'm pumped. I'm going to go with my girlfriend. We're going to explore Rancho Cucamonga. She used to live there. We're going to get good food. It's going to be a fun show. I am pumped. I cannot freaking wait, dude. What am I steamed about? Bro, I got freaking completely bamboozled at a smoke shop while trying to buy snacks. And I'm going to do a 30-second version of this for social media because I got to get the word out. But you get the full version right now, dude. Look at these friggin' snacks, okay? Okay, so if you're watching, obviously, here's the snacks. Now, if you're just listening, it's called Astro freeze-dried candies, Rainbow Space Rocks. It is an incredibly slick packaging. You got a little astronaut sitting on a moon with a cowboy hat. You got rocket ships. It honestly looks like a pack of edibles. It's not edibles. It says freeze-dried candies, Rainbow Space Snacks, okay? And I'm excited because, yeah, I do like astronaut food. Another reason why I'd be okay, getting abducted and living in space. If I got some astronaut food, I love astronaut ice cream. I like the chalky flavor, okay? So what? So what if I like the chalky flavor, all right? I like it. So you open it up, right? First of all, not even half full, okay? Yeah, that's fine. We understand snack packaging is always deceptive, right? Fair. Now you pull this out, okay? All right, now what is this? Okay, it's this little candy, this little yellow candy, and it kind of looks like a sandwich almost, like a tiny little, it looks like a Skittle. And it's interesting that I say it looks like a Skittle because, buddy, it is a Skittle. There's an S. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's literally an S. This is a Skittle that they put in some kind of freeze dryer so that it, pops. I guess that's the middle. It's popped. It's a Skittle that's freeze dried, and when you eat it, it crunches, and then it gets like so impossibly chewy. And most of them don't even crunch like that one. These jokers literally took some Skittles, popped them in a freeze dryer, and are now selling them for $5. It's the biggest scam, okay? Don't buy them. I'm saving you $5 right now, all right? You're going to see them in a smoke shop, and you're going to think, ooh, cool. Not cool. First of all, they hurt your teeth. Second of all, it's just freeze-dried Skittles that someone popped. They took Skittles, they popped it in a freeze dryer, and it made one of the most mid candies I've ever encountered, okay? And I was upset because look at the packaging. Look how beautiful this package is. Frustrating, all right? That's what's got me steamed today. Some random smoke shop candy. And I only have myself to blame because that's what you get for buying strange snacks at a smoke shop, okay? I'm lucky it wasn't laced with something, all right? But, yeah, so don't buy those. That's my little PSA, okay? Don't buy the candies, the Astro Freeze. Don't buy them. They'll hurt your teeth, and they're not that good. Get literally anything else. Literally any other candy would be better. Bro, I'd take hot tamales. And I know that's crazy, but I would take hot tamales over that. All right? So, that's a little PSA, a little warning from me, your friendly neighborhood stoner. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe to that email list so I know where to do stand-up shows next. Yeah, dude, this episode, a little negative. I really vented in the beginning. My bad, I guess. Why am I apologizing? I don't know. I feel like because I want you to like me. I just want this to be a good time. But like I said, maybe, I don't know, I feel better. It made me feel better, so that's good. That's selfish. And hey, maybe it made you feel better. Maybe you were having a bad day, and it made you feel better. I don't know. But I hope it did. I hope you're having a slightly better day. I hope you enjoy your work today or whatever you got going on. Maybe you're off. Maybe this is a day off. Enjoy that day off, okay? Thanks for subscribing. Subscribe to the Patreon if you want a longer episode. And as always, stay stoked and don't crash those spaceships.